Hello everyone. Today I am going to demonstrate another project of mine. It is called Smart Email Assistant. In this, I have created a Chrome extension that helps user generate AI powered email replies directly within Gmail UI. So I basically have created a REST API using Spring Boot, which is basically a wrapper of Google's Gemini API to pass the contents from an email and then generate a reply to that particular email based on a tone selected by the user. You can always create a web application for this, but when it comes to email, it is best to just integrate the reply functionality into your email service, which is what I have done. In case of web application, one would basically be required to copy the contents of the email and then uh, that he have received and paste it into the web application created. Then generate the reply and copy paste it back to the email platform. One can obviously do that, but there is an easy way. You can integrate the web application into Gmail's UI by creating a Chrome extension and just loading it. You can access it. So you can also publish this extension if you like. Whether you are replying to an email that you have received recently or you are in a mail trail, the extension is smart enough to understand the context and generate an appropriate uh, response to that. So the first thing that we required for this project is the Gemini API. So you can actually go to Google and open the Gemini, search for Gemini API, and then under the models you can choose a model version. I have chosen the Gemini 1.5 Flash. You can go for the newer version 2.0 Flash, or you can go for any other version if that you like, which will work the same as my version. Google provides a very generous free tier for its API, uh, so you can go to this Get API key that I have open over here, and then click on Create API key. Since I've already done that, but yeah, the good way of doing this is to just copy this over here and then head over to Postman. I have already created the collection for this, but if you want to do it again, you can actually create a collection and then go to import and then paste the curl that you have copied, and you can give the name to this request and add it to your collection. Now let's head over to the body of this API. So as you can see in the query params, if I head over to query param, there is the column for key. So the value that you get after creating this API, you have to pass that value over here. And in the request body, as you can see, this is a specific request body that you have to give. So once you give this API, as you can see, there is the prompt explain how AI works, which came with the curl, I think, that we copied, but you can change it if you want, and you can actually send it and check how it is working. So now we are actually not going to use this API, but yeah, for example, this will actually generate a response with this kind of tree-like structure. As I said, we are not going to actually use this API. We are going to create a wrapper of it because this is way more generalized in the terms of the type of prompts that can be given. But we want it to perform one specific thing over and over again. So let's head over to the backend code. So one good way of creating this project is to go to Spring Initializer. So you can go to Spring Initializer and then head over here to add dependencies. You can add web and reactive web dependency. You can also go for Lombok if you want to avoid the boilerplate code, but a lot of times Lombok doesn't work the way it should, and it creates additional errors. That is why I am refraining myself from using it. Now going to the code, as you can see that I have not done this in a lot of proper format, like the usual structure of the Java is not followed over here. But yeah, I've created all the required files. As you can see, I have one generator service, email generator service. Over here I have create, as you can see, there are these comments that I have passed. So I will explain step by step what is going on in the code. So first I'm building a prompt, for which I'm using this build prompt method. If you go over here, we have hard coded one prompt: generate a professional email reply for the following email content. Please don't generate a subject line. Since we are going to basically generate a reply, so in a reply, that subject is not actually required, so we are not using that. And also, since we are going to use a tone for the response, we are actually appending this prompt with a tone, with a particular tone that we are passing. Then head over to the second step, that is to craft a request. Now, as I said, that the API follows this kind of request body, so I have created a structure like that for the request. And then after doing the request, we need to get the response. So this is the extract response content. It is just over here. So as you can see there, the response is in this format. Now I am using object mapper to basically convert this structure into Java objects. So object mapper does basically that kind of thing. It is a tool from the Jackson library that converts JSON data to Java objects and vice versa. So we are traversing through the tree-like structure from the JSON type response to extract the particular text. So now let's move on to the controller layer of this. So in the controller, I'm making use of this path as mentioned. Then it will be a post request, obviously. And then I have created one DTO class for this, because we don't want to send the request as it was in the Gemini API. So I've created this DTO class, which consists of email content and the tone. These are the only two things required for us to generate the reply for this. So likewise, I will now actually run this, and we will move to the part where we create the Chrome extension. For this, I have created a new folder, and then I am going to open this folder in my VS Code. VS Code is a really good ID that you can use for this extension project. If we look at the structure of the extension project, there should be a manifest.json file in the root of the folder, along with other JS and CSS files. This file is basically the main configuration file of the project. You can I will explain some of the contents and configuration from manifest.json file. You can actually explore more from the documentation officially provided by Google. So here in the permissions are basically, as the name suggests, are permission that we allow for our extension. So we have added active tab and we have allowed storage. Active tab allows our extension to access the active tab in browser, whereas storage allows the storage and retrieval of data like user settings and preferences. We have also host permissions over here. This is where we inform the browser about the list of websites that the extension is allowed to interact with. In here, we will list our local server and that of the Gmail. Then there is content script, as you can see, which tells the browser to execute declared script when the extension is running. It only runs when the URL declared in it matches. Declared in the matches is open as an active tab and run at document, and we are making sure that the script runs after the page was completely loaded. Then there is web accessible resources here. This defines files within the extension that can be accessed by web pages or other extensions. What we are actually doing in this content.js is dynamically inject the buttons upon change in the DOM tree, and for that we require mutation observer. Mutation observer basically watches for changes being made to the DOM tree. You can check out the documentation for mutation observer in in this. So basically you can specify the attributes that you need to watch for changes. I have written a callback function to execute when the specific mutations uh, are observed. Let us go back to the Gmail UI real quick. So as I'll just open my Gmail UI. Okay, not this one. So yeah, this is how the UI looks. I will reload this just once. Okay, so you can see when we click on the reply, we get this pop-up with this button toolbar. The pop-up along with the toolbar is what makes Gmail compose window. If you click on inspect from over here, you can see that the class associated with this toolbar is BTC. So similarly, you can find other classes associated with the parent div or compost window. This is where we want to add our buttons dynamically. Similarly, you can actually extract all this text from the mail and pass it to the API. So enough said. I think we should see our extension in action now. So since I'm already running the backend API and I don't actually need to run this JavaScript, I mean extension project, we just need to do one thing. Go to the extensions over here and then go turn on the developer mode. Then you can see that there is option load unpack. You need to click on that and then select the particular folder. So my folder is email writer extension, this one. I'll just go ahead and select this folder. As you can see, there is it is loaded, email writer assistant. That is the name I have given it along with the version. So I will just reload it once, and then I will reload this page. Okay, the page is reloaded, and you can see that this is the mail that I've gotten. I'm taking any normal mail. Then I'm clicking on reply. You can see this pop-up window appears, and you can see there is the button created for AI reply, and then there is a drop down created for the particular tone. So I'm keeping the tone as professional right now. You can choose another option if you like, and then I'm clicking on AI reply. So it takes a bit of time, yeah, but it it actually generates a reply. You can actually go ahead and make the changes if you like to this, and you can click on save. So that is it. Thank you for watching, and